Today, I would like to share and contemplate with you a topic of deep philosophical significance in life. When you achieve what you desire, people become anxious and uneasy. This seems paradoxical, as everyone wishes to achieve their dreams and desires. However, often, after the dream becomes reality, we encounter feelings of unease and anxiety, as if what we have achieved does not bring the safety or complete joy we expected. Through the speech below, I wish to clarify this perspective through psychological, social, and valuable life experience aspects. Dreams and aspirations. The journey of self-conquest from childhood. Every person nurtures dreams and aspirations, even the simplest ones. We grow up with the belief that, if we try, our dreams will come true. Like tiny seeds sown in a child's heart, these dreams sprout, grow with time, and are nurtured by passion and relentless effort. The journey upwards, the journey to conquer dreams, is not easy. It requires sacrifice, perseverance, and the courage to face difficulties and challenges. It is precisely when we have not yet reached our goals that we always feel full of enthusiasm and belief. But when dreams gradually become reality, that feeling suddenly becomes complex. The change in psychology. In the process of striving, each person often envisions a bright future, where everything becomes easy and happiness is abundant. However, when achieving what one desires, the reality of life may not be as initially expected. Suddenly, unease, anxiety, and thoughts like, "Is this all there is?" Or, "Can you still keep the faith when everything is within reach?" begin to creep into the mind. Reality and illusion. The gap between desire and truth. When dreams become reality, some people realize that achievement does not always bring complete happiness. Some feel empty, losing their true life purpose after reaching the pinnacle of their dreams. Initial illusion and harsh truth. Before achieving the goal, we often paint bright pictures of life, imagining that success will open the door to eternal happiness. But upon stepping into reality, we see that everything has two sides. Success, even if dreamed of, also comes with constant pressure, responsibilities, and expectations from oneself as well as from society. Anxiety about the future. After achieving a goal, the questions, "What do I do now?" or "What is my next goal?" persistently linger. The initial joy can quickly be replaced by anxiety about not knowing how to orient the future, when the old dream has come true and there seems to be no clear destination anymore. This is a common psychological state when people reach the peak of success, but feel empty because they no longer have the motivation to strive further. Pressure from society and constant comparison. Another important reason why people feel anxious after achieving what they desire is the pressure from society and constant comparison with others. Pressure to maintain performance. Once successful, people often have to face expectations from family, friends, colleagues, and the community. Every watchful eye, every word of praise and commendation becomes a chain of commitment to maintain performance. To avoid losing reputation, not being allowed to falter, each person must create pressure for themselves, leading to stress and anxiety about whether they can meet those expectations. Comparison and self-imposed standards. In modern society, social media and the media constantly create success models, making each individual set higher standards for themselves. When achieving a goal, the comparison does not stop at personal achievements, but expands to comparison with others. Is my success enough compared to the success of friends or colleagues? These negative thoughts quickly overwhelm the initial joy, causing the soul to fall into a state of unease. The fear of losing the value of success. Another interesting aspect of the view, when you achieve what you desire, people become anxious and uneasy, is the fear of losing the value of success. Inner imbalance. When people achieve their goals, they often face the fear that, "Can I maintain this success?" Or, "If I lose it, will I go back to how I was before?" These fears stem from a feeling of insecurity, from believing that success is only temporary and can easily disappear at any time. The imbalance between current achievements and confidence in the future makes the soul unstable, constantly on alert. Self-created pressure and the loneliness of success. Not a few successful people feel lonely after achieving their dreams, because they think, perhaps only I understand the pressures I am carrying, when the people around can no longer share the joy, no longer build new dreams together. The loneliness of success intensifies. This further increases anxiety, making every step forward more precarious. Lessons from examples and life experience. If we look back at successful examples in history, it is not difficult to see that, despite achieving many accomplishments, many famous people, entrepreneurs, or artists also could not avoid anxiety and inner pressure after conquering their dreams. Examples of famous people. Many artists, athletes, and entrepreneurs have shared that after achieving success, they felt empty because there were no more big challenges. They had to face questions about new life goals, how to keep the passion burning, and how to turn success into motivation for the next stages. Lessons of humility and continuous learning. Truly successful people understand that achieving a goal is not the end, but just a stepping stone towards greater challenges. They always maintain humility, never thinking they have reached the peak, but always know how to question themselves, learn, and set new goals. Through this, they have found a way to transform anxiety and unease into motivation to continue striving and improving themselves. The importance of reorientation after success. So, how can people overcome the feelings of unease after achieving what they desire? The answer lies in reorienting life values, seeking new goals, and continuously developing oneself. Set new goals. Success should not be considered the ultimate destination, but a stage on the journey of growth. After achieving a dream, each person needs to ask themselves, now, what is my new goal? Setting new challenges will help dispel the feeling of emptiness and create new motivation for personal development. Continuous self-development, happiness, and inner stability do not come from material success or fame, but from continuously learning, experiencing, and developing oneself. Every achievement should be seen as a step for people to explore themselves more deeply, their spiritual values, and their hidden aspirations. Hold on to core values. No matter how much external joy success brings, if there is no foundation of ethics, honesty, and humility, everything becomes superficial. Remember that the true value of a person does not lie in temporary achievements, but in the maturity of the soul, in how they treat others, and how they nurture relationships with family, friends, and the community. Facing anxiety and seeking inner peace. Once aware of the pressures and anxieties after success, it is important to know how to face them and find ways to resolve them to maintain inner peace. Practice mindfulness. Methods like meditation, yoga, or simply taking quiet time to reflect on life have been recommended by many as effective spiritual remedies. When the mind is relaxed, people can easily reflect on themselves, recognize what is important, and how to balance success and happiness. Share and connect. Sometimes, anxiety is lessened by reaching out to companions, people with whom we can share our genuine feelings. Sharing not only helps alleviate loneliness, but also opens up new perspectives, helping each person understand that they are not alone on the journey of achieving dreams. Change your perception of success. Ask yourself, what does true success mean to me? When each individual understands the value of success better, they will not be swayed by external pressures, but will know how to create a peaceful life for themselves, a harmony between the material and the spiritual. Conclusion: the journey does not end at the destination. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, success is an essential part of the journey of life, but it is only a stage, not the final destination. The anxieties and unease after achieving what we desire are signs that people never stop seeking deeper meaning in life. We need to understand that every achievement, big or small, is just a chapter in the book of life. When that chapter closes, we need to open new pages, ask new questions, and seek deeper spiritual values. The unease after success is not something to be avoided, but rather a motivation for us to continuously strive, continuously learn, and never be complacent with what has been achieved. Remember that it is in those moments of unease that people find the opportunity to renew themselves, to discover the hidden strength within. When we know how to face anxiety with courage and wisdom, we will turn difficulties into stepping stones to go further on life's path. This not only helps us achieve sustainable success, but also brings peace to the soul, a strong belief in our ability to change and improve ourselves. Before concluding today's speech, I hope that each of us will take a moment to ask ourselves, after achieving what I desire, am I listening to my own heart? Do I appreciate the journey that has passed, and am I ready for the new challenges ahead? It is from these questions that each person can find their own path, a path through which success is not just the destination, but also a source of inspiration to live fully, happily, and peacefully. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, through the sharing above, I hope that we will realize that, while achieving what we desire can bring initial joy, if we do not know how to maintain our souls and set new goals, those achievements can quickly disappear in the veil of anxiety and unease. Let each of our steps forward always be nurtured by humility, gratitude, and the desire to explore new truths of life. On every person's journey, the anxieties after success are not the end, but a sign that we always yearn for something nobler that is the true meaning of life. Let us together view success, not just through numbers or titles, but also through the spiritual values we cultivate each day we live. When we know how to accept feelings of unease, know how to turn them into motivation for self-improvement, then success will no longer be a burden, but become a source of strength, helping us walk steadily on the path of life. That is the never-ending journey of learning, of growth, and of strong belief in a brighter tomorrow. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to listen to this heartfelt sharing. I wish that each of us always finds balance between success and happiness, between dreams and reality, so that every step of life is deeply marked by growth and a strong belief in the ability to create our own happiness. Once again, thank you for listening. I hope that after this speech, each of us will set new goals for ourselves, continue to learn, and always dare to face the anxieties after success with courage and wisdom. May your journey always be full of meaning, and no matter the circumstances, may your soul always be comforted by the belief in a bright and promising future.